My name is Crystal Burkett. I'm the Director of Operations for Montana Region. I'm here with you today to go over some questions that have come up from guests and staff across the board. Few of my top on the list we'll discuss today. So one of the first things as we transition into this delivery and to go system that we have been doing is why do we have to pay using debit or credit card? We would like to keep the contact with our guests as limited as possible. That's why we would love for the majority of our orders to be coming through with the online ordering program. It makes these interactions easy. They're paying online with their credit card. They can place their order online. We would not require them to give us their card, swipe their card in our machine, give them back their card, their receipt, offer them a pen to sign. It eliminates the person-to-person contact. And it's also kind of important for tracking. They may have some rewards set up to their accounts and be able to track some of their points that way and see their transactions online a little bit better. Cash is not as clean as we would like during this period of time right now. Another question that's come up often is, can we deliver outside of our delivery area? This question comes from both employees and our guests. So we have some guests all over the country that would like to be served, and some of them are just 1 mile outside the border. Some of them are just couple 3 miles outside of the delivery border. And then there's some guests that we just won't be able to make it out to. But there is a way to compromise on that with the contactless delivery where they can place their order online and they can have curbside pickup where they call us and let us know. And so we can create a yes for every guest by modifying some of the systems in place. So on our online ordering, there is a wall or a radius created, but if that guest calls in and you can find that their delivery location is not that far, and you quickly pull up your Google Maps and you get the location that says that it could be a 15 to 17 minute drive, let's go ahead and make that exception as long as it benefits both us and the guest. Now if the guest is requiring that you deliver a half an hour away or 45 minutes away, you have to be considerate of what's going on in your building. What's the time of day? How many people do you have available to deliver? Will it interrupt any other deliveries to come through? So all some different variables, but let's try to take care of the guest as best as we can. My third question is, when will you reopen and how different will it be when you do? So this came up from multiple guests that I've crossed paths with, some of my friends, and some guests that have online communication with us. We don't have a date. The dates seem to get pushed out a little bit further each time we get closer to one, and that's for the safety of the public and for the general well-being. The governors of each location, as well as the President of the United States, attacks those dates and comes up with a plan that works best for the safety of the community. So while we don't have a date in mind, we do have a plan in place. And yes, things will be different. We'll have some different cleanliness standards, sanitation standards, and also a different process for the buildings. Whereas in the past, we've had some wait listing where everybody's kind of crowded together and it's stand where you can, sit where you can. We might need to make that a contactless wait where we take their phone number down using what we already know as Open Table and offering them a text message or a phone call when their table's ready so they can re-enter the building. And that might help us keep things at a safe distance, as well as the dining room tables will be a safe distance. They will not be quite as close together as we're used to. We might be missing a couple tables in each row, but what we're doing is we're helping the safety of the guests and the team. So yes, it will seem a little bit different, but what will not change is the hospitality, the culture of the building, our friendliness, and smiles, faces. Those things will keep the same. Some guests have asked me why we're continuing to keep our restaurants open. And, Burke being a very people-oriented and 100% for the guest, we want to be the community's restaurant. We want to be there during the hard times, helping them provide food for their families, helping them just provide an escape for their day-to-day activity. Sometimes, you don't expect to cook every single day for 3 weeks in a row. And so it can be nice to let somebody else do the cooking for you. It can also be a nice gesture to those that are less fortunate or might not know how to cook or just can't get to the grocery store and find the items that they need. And, we want to be there through the entire process. From Burke and Melissa's standpoint and going through lots of natural disasters such as hurricanes in Louisiana, where the heart of our company was created, they have witnessed these disasters, and people know that there's things coming. They come out to eat, they get their last hurrah, and we're able to keep our business open during these times of needs. And we want to be the first place that you get to go and have your first date night after quarantine. And those are the reasons why we're staying open. We want to be the community's restaurant. One other question that's come up is, will it be busy when you open? Well, in this restaurant world, we have learned very much to expect the unexpected. We act in the moment, and we continue to push forward. It's very high-paced and controlled chaos. So we do expect to be very busy, and we're going to act accordingly, and we're going to have a game plan ready. And we've had a lot of time to execute different scenarios within the building to create the best possible plan for opening day and opening week. So I expect, yes, we will have some business come through. We will see people gathering again and enjoying each other's company. On that step, we want to push into some hiring. I guess I've had some people reach out and ask if we will be hiring. It probably wouldn't hurt for us to pick up some A players. Probably wouldn't hurt for us to fill our rosters. Some of our stores, went into this pandemic being down some staff anyway, or went into this knowing that they needed to amp up for tourist season. So yes, we will be bringing teams on. We'll be looking to hire both in the hourly and the salary realm. We'd like to bring people to our team that want to be here and want to work hard and succeed, create a life for their family, and be the best employee that they can be. We want to keep everybody on who already knows what we're about and they want to be part of our team, but we also want to bring in some new faces that will add to the team and create the well-roundedness that we know as part of our company. So what do I look for when I'm hiring? I've always, paid close attention to detail. And this is, for me, it's hiring for my staff, but also jobs around my house. When I hire a plumber, I don't expect him to show up in a suit and tie. If he does, I know that he's probably not a very good plumber, because most of the plumbers I know, they have dirty shoes on, dirty jeans, they wear gloves, they've got the whole kit caboodle. So when I look for hiring individuals for the restaurant, do they come well manicured, dressed well? Did they bring a pen with them? Do they have their phone in their hand? Do they take me up on a drink when I'm offering them a glass of water or soda? Those tend to be, icebreakers and help relieve any nervousness. And I also look for somebody to be nervous. Now, there's a fine line between too nervous and too confident, but you can generally read somebody's personality pretty good in the interview process if you're asking the right questions. And combining those questions with something fun and something serious usually leads to a pretty good result. So I hope that these questions might have been some that you've had or you've heard, and in answering them, I've given you some options to tell your staff and your guests. Thanks for having me.